past. "Here you go," Brenda said. She pulled a crumpled cigarette out of the purse and held it out toward him. Tucker snatched her by the head with both hands. He wrenched her sideways over his hip, sending her body windmilling into the air as he drove her head first into the cement. Tucker stood up to catch his breath and see if anyone was looking. Brenda's arms and legs convulsed on the sidewalk. He scooped her up by the arms and dragged her toward the station wagon's open door. He shoved her through the open door and slammed it shut, then raced around the other side and jumped in. A woman ran out of the Walgreens, screaming for him to stop. She ran toward the sidewalk, flapping her arms, screaming for help. Tucker stomped on the gas pedal and sped away. Brenda slumped against the car window, smearing the glass with lipstick and drool. White foam was spilling out of her mouth. He touched her bare arm and the side of her face as he drove. He eased her back in her seat. He stroked her hair to move it away from her face. Her skin was so pure, so perfect. But not purified. Not yet. The interior of their county detective car was a mess because of the way Bill Whalen ate on nighttime surveillance details. Empty coffee cups and candy bar wrappers were scattered on the passenger side floor so that every time Jacob Rein moved his feet, he was stepping in trash. Whalen finished the last of his latest extra-large coffee and tossed the cup into the back seat. Drips of coffee clung to Whalen's patchy mustache, and he mopped them gingerly with a napkin, like he was afraid the hot liquid might burn away the struggling hairs on his lip. Whalen was 10 years older than Rein. He'd been a detective with the Viera County District Attorney's Office a few years before Rein hired on. Whalen had the misfortune, as he often said, of being the only person in the office who could tolerate Rein long enough to work with him. For a police officer, having a partner is like being in a marriage. When it's bad all around and infects everything. When it's good, the world just goes easier. But just like marriage, even the good ones, you still have to put up with the other person's shit. "It's not this guy. He's too old," Whalen said. They were parked deep in the woods on a hillside overlooking the dilapidated farmhouse that belonged to Walter Crissing. The Crissing family owned that farm for generations. It had once been the main source of corn for that entire region. Now it was nothing more than the broken-down old house and acres of brown, untended fields. Rein raised his binoculars to check the house's windows. Each one was dark and hidden behind blinds. "No way a guy that old could even get it up anymore," Whalen said. "These aren't sex crimes, Bill," Rein said. He leaned forward to inspect the windows on the second floor. There was nothing. "Our suspect is a sadist. The pleasure he feels is from the grief he causes. Hearing his victims shriek is what gets him off." "Well, he's too weak, then. Whoever our doer is, he's got to be strong enough to manhandle these kids. Think about it. Some of them are teenagers. Shit, my little one, Katie, threw a tantrum in the store the other day, and it was all I could do to hold on to her when she started kicking, and she's only 2. So first, this old man has to grab them, then he has to subdue them, then he's got to get them all the way back to his lair," Whalen said, taking the points off with his fingers. "Lair? What villains have," Whalen said. "Then he's got to get them inside and do what he does, even if they fight back. After all that, he's got to get rid of the bodies. You and I know how heavy dead bodies are better than most people. My back hurts all the time from the bodies I've had to drag all over the place. I'm telling you, it's not this guy. Kristen is too old for all that." "What if he has help?" Rein asked. "2 sickos working together? Or he's using one of the children. A strong young male, specifically recruited and groomed for that exact purpose. It's probably not hard for him to find children willing to go with him back to his house." "What kind of kid goes with some creepy old dude in this day and age?" Whalen said. "Kids learn about stranger danger on the first day of school now." "Kids that want drugs," Rein said. "Or alcohol, or money, or maybe just food and shelter if they're on the streets. Attention, if they come from screwed-up families. There are a million ways to exploit people in need, Bill. All it takes is insight and willpower to do it." "There's some really sick shit going on inside that head of yours, isn't there?" Whalen said. "A child rapist and murderer using one of his victims to help him with the other victims? Come on, man."